Good evening everyone and welcome to the Track Stars Racing Series. Tonight we are bringing you action from the Track Stars Formula 2 Series, the 10th and final round at the Sainte-Croix B layout. Just a couple of minutes away from starting qualifying. I'm your host, Jarman Dalitz, and I'm following the live chat on YouTube, so if you've got any questions throughout the race, feel free to go ahead and ask them, and I'll do my best to give you the information you need. At the moment we're following Likely Wiseacre from the Shade On Racing team as he goes through his paces and final attempt to get some track time before qualifying starts. Looks like we'll have a very close battle in the final standings for the runner-up spot, with 4 drivers only covered by 4 points, with D. Huso 14 on 19 points. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he'll be joining us tonight, so he won't be able to hold on to that runner-up spot, but behind him by just a single point is Ando 787 from Line Racing on 89 points, and Xylon 96 is also on 89 points as well. But the one to watch out for, of course, is Likely Wiseacre, who has won the last 3 rounds, which has put himself on 86 points, just 4 points behind. As we're about to go green for qualifying, let's see who comes out on pole position. Race here at the Sainte-Croix B circuit, 7.062 kilometres long with 14 turns. It's a very wide open track, but it's very easy to make some mistakes at a few places, most especially coming out the exit of turn 6 and heading onto the bridge. The runoff disappears as you head onto the bridge, and it's just on the exit of the corner, so it's very easy to run wide into wall there, which is where we're going through right now with Likely Wiseacre. Looks like Benjo might have had that problem there on his outlap, as the drivers are slowly working themselves out and getting into position to set a fast time. Looks like Ando's leading the field, so he'll be the first car we see on the flying lap, with Xylon following right behind. The 2 main contenders for second place in the series. Of course, XX Huso 16 is our series leader, and he's wrapped up the championship already with a big 42-point margin, with only 20 points available for the win. Lando's starting to pick up the pace now as he heads through turn 12 and 13. He'll come down the final straight and head into the final corner, turn 14. It's a 90-degree right-hander. As he picks up the pace, he's hard on the overtake button as he heads down the main straight to begin his timed lap. Heading into turn 1, braking late at about 50 metres. Perfect apex and exit there. Heading through turn 3 and into this winding turn 4, 5, 6 section. So far it's a 22.9 at his first split. Keeps it a bit narrow there heading into turn 4. Nice smooth exit out of turn 6 as he heads across the bridge. But Oh, it looks like Likely Wiseacre is closing in behind, so he looks like he might be on a faster lap here. Likely Wiseacre is definitely in some good form, 3 victories in a row, so he'll be looking to make it 4 today, which would be a very good way to cap off his season, and maybe even take 2nd place in the standings. As we head down the back straight into turn 9. And has set himself up for turn 10 there. On the curb on the exit, hard on the overtake again. Smoothly accelerating through the 11, 12, 13 section. Now heading into the final turn. Be interesting to see what his time is there. And as he crosses the finish line, it is a 1:49.077. But Likely Wiseacre jumps ahead with 1:48.286, almost 8/10 quicker. Cylon's third with 1:49.647. Ex-Huso 1:50.066. Robo Sport is another half second behind, 1:50.506, and just as we say that, Dirty Sanchez has gone the 4th with a 1:49.744. Highlander in 7th with a 1:51.708. G-Man for Fun with 1:52.411, putting him in 8th place. 9th is TCF Old Boy with a 1:53.1. And Benjo's rounding out top 10 with a 1:53.449. As we look at Likely Wiseacre, he's now 0.6 up on his previous time through the 2nd sector. This is looking like a very fast lap time. Hard on the brakes into turn 10. Likely Wiseacre is definitely in top form at the moment. It's going to be very hard for anyone to stop him. Down the second free, he's dropped a 10th of a second, but he's still 0.5 up on his previous best. Coming through the last corner. Accelerating hard now, let's see what he can pull out this time around. And it's 1:47.722. That looks like it's I know he's gone back out again. By the looks of things, he was doing a return to pit lane to recharge the overtake, which was very much depleted. Looks like Mick BZ has jumped up to 7th place with 1:50.649. Only 2/10 shy of Robo Sport, the number 17 car. Cylon's jump is down to 4th place, and I believe Ex-Huso's jumped up to 3rd, which has knocked Dirty Sanchez down as well. So we've got just a bit over 3 minutes left in this session. And at the moment it's Likely Wiseacre at the top of the charts. It's very close between Ando and Ex-Huso, who will be our series champion at the end of tonight. Let's see what Cylon 96 comes up with on this time lap. No, it's actually an out lap, sorry. It's going to be Cylon that we look at first for a flying lap. As he heads through turn 1. Looks very aggressive there going in. Definitely putting everything he's got into this lap. Heading in through turn 3. get... Yep, he's 0.3 up on his previous best, so this looks like it could put him up to third at this stage if he keeps on the track like that. Heading through turn 6. About to head over the bridge, cutting it very close there. Hard on the overtake button. It's only 0.1 up now through the second sector. Probably not quite going to do it at this stage. You need a really good third and fourth sector here. Heading through sweeping turn 8 section. In these cars it's definitely possible to take it flat out. Probably tomorrow night's Formula Track Stars race will probably see a little bit of a safety lift there just to avoid that wall on the exit. As he's dropping a little bit of time again, so it's not looking promising. He's going to need a really big effort in the last two sectors. Let's climb back up the 0.2 ahead. He's going to need to find a few tenths here in the final corner just to jump ahead of XX Uzo. Crosses the line and he falls just short by 400ths of a second. Very close there between X-Uzo and Cylon there for third place. So have a look at Likely Wiseacre crossing the line. He falls short of his best time. Still sits on pole position. So follow through with Ando again on a time lap. Time is in this sector. It's 0.14 up as he comes across the bridge. Definitely won't be fast enough to take pole position, but be enough to improve his time to get him on the front of the grid. Looks like TCF Old Boys just jumped up to 5th place. That's a very impressive effort there from Old Boy. Winding down into the last section of our qualifying as the times run out and our drivers will now have to complete their final time lap. Following Ando here as he comes through the final section. He's slightly down on his time at the moment. Definitely going to need an improvement here if he wants to hold off X-Uzo, secure a spot on the front row. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. And he just falls short. Let's see what X-Uzo's like at the moment. Oh, he's down by half a second. It's unlikely to get onto the front row. And it looks like Cylon's aborted his lap as well. Sport, he heads through the final section towards the final turn. Let's see if he can lift himself up the order a bit more. And he improves through 149.870, enough to put him in 7th spot. Looks like that was the last of our runners a lap in this qualifying session. So it's likely Wiseacre that is on pole position again. 1 minute 47.722 second lap. Second place, over a second behind, is Ando 787. As we get set to start the final race of the Track Stars Formula 2 series at the Sainte-Croix circuit.
I'm rocking.
So for the final time this season, Cars are anticipating the start of the race. 14 laps of the Sainte-Croix B circuit. Likely Wiseacre off pole. Looks like he's off to a good start, but Ando 787 is right there with him. It's XXUzo who gets a good start, and Xylon as well. Moves into second place. There's a big pack behind, Xylon in front, Ando hot on his tail. XXUzo behind TCF Old Boys, put it in impressive qualifying to jump up the order. As we come through turn 3, it's Xylon in second. TCF Old Boys moved up to fourth place, I should say. XXUzo in fifth. Robbo Sports in sixth. As we head over the bridge, looks like Old Boys had a bit of a moment there. Definitely dropped down the order. Looks like he ran a bit wide heading through that turn 6 section. It's really caught him out and he's dropped to the back, which is such a shame considering how well he did during qualifying. As we head through turn 8, and likely Wiseacre's already jumped out to a 2-second lead with Xylon 96 behind him. Ando's following, just a second behind his Gridline Racing teammate Highlander 215 in fourth as XUzo moves down the inside into turn 10. Oh, it looks like Highlander's run a bit wide, which cost him a bit, and Robbo Sports there to swoop around him. Dirty Sanchez in 6 has also moved ahead. So we close battle as we come towards turn 14. Dirty Sanchez hot on the tail of Robbo Sport. As we complete our first lap, it's likely Wiseacre in the lead. Ando 787 hot on the tail of Xylon 96, who's running in second at the moment as they scrap their way out for the line positions. Heading through turn 4, 5 and 6, right on the tail of Xylon. Looking for a good exit here, which he doesn't get. That'll cost him a bit of time. It'll drop him into the clutches of XUzo at this stage. Although XUzo is a bit far behind to do anything about it at this stage. We'll return to that battle between Highlander and Robbo Sport. Looks like Dirty Sanchez has dropped off a bit, so it looks like he's made a mistake as Highlander goes wide coming out of turn 8, which hands 5th spot to Robbo Sport. Meanwhile, just a little further back, we've got Benjo, GLR and Mick EZ side by side heading into turn 10. Looks like Mick EZ will get the job done. Benjo will drop back in 8th position. Good move there from Mick EZ. As we head on to lap 3 of 14. We'll have to start looking out for pit stop soon. At this stage it looks like that Xylon will hold on to second place in the series. Likely Wiseacre, probably by a point, as the first 3 cars are all fighting it out for second position in the series standings. This second place finish, if it stays like this, will be more than enough for Xylon. But there is a long way to go in this race, so got to factor in the pit stops to change tyre compounds. Of course, there's many other occurrences that can take place during this race. It's likely Wiseacre now moves out with over a 5-second lead driver so far in the Track Stars Formula 2 series. Certainly really tough task for anyone else behind him to even mount a challenge. As it looks like Ando's just run wide coming out of turn 10 there. That'll give XUZO the opportunity to catch up to him. Might not be enough to mount a challenge though. Especially as Ando is using that overtake button to try and build that gap up again. As we start lap 4 of the race. Looks like Ando's recovering from that mistake just a few corners ago. Starting to spread out now. Sort of everyone working their way into a comfortable pace. They've sorted themselves out the order a bit. Working towards putting in those consistent lap times as they head towards the first pit stop. Being said, Mick Easy is working his way ever closer to Highlander 215. I'd certainly say that there's a very strong representation from the Gridline Racing team tonight with 3 cars on the grid. Ando 787 leading the charge in 3rd place. Highlander 215 is 6 as well. Oh, and he's run wide. Highlander's run wide out of turn 10. Mick Easy actually followed him through and managed to come out a lot better than what Highlander did. So Mick Easy's moved up to 6. And now Highlander needs to recover from this. So he'll have ads right on his tail, and TCF Oldboy, who's on a recovery drive at the moment. After that early incident on turn 1, he's moved up to the 9th position. G-Man for Fun just behind him in 10th place. Certainly impressive qualifying performance from TCF Oldboy. Now we'll see what his racecraft is like as well. Uses that pace to move up through the field. So takes a wide entry into turn 4, probably trying to make those next 2 turns a bit easier to negotiate. Maybe work on a bit of a switchback on ads. Ads has brushed the wall. This is going to open the door for Oldboy. He's sailed on by around the outside. In the end, that was a very easy move for Oldboy to move up into 8th place. Oldboy is certainly improving those times, but looks like Ads is going to try and make a move back now. Close up down that main straight. We'll see what happens here. Especially as Oldboy just drops that wheel a little bit wide. That's going to affect his corner exit speed. Looks like Ads might be all over the back of him here. Certainly closing in for a way around the outside. Won't happen there, but may give him a good run out of the final turn. Heading down the main straight. It's very important now for TCF Oldboy to try and just focus on hitting his marks and doing a good job just to get himself that gap from Ads. She's working on doing it at the moment as he moves out to about 7-8 tenths clear of Ads. Not sure what's happened, but I think someone might have dropped down the order a bit. Actually, it's Vic Easy. He must have made a mistake somewhere that I've completely missed, as he's dropped down the 10th. Hopefully it doesn't look like he's had a pit stop, so we go with that he's made a mistake. He does have fresh tyres, so it's definitely hard to tell. Especially when you look at everyone else's tyre indicators, they're a lot more bright, so maybe EZ has gone for an early pit stop that we just missed off camera. But at the moment it's put TCF Old Boy up to 7th position. It's starting to build a bit more of a gap over Ads, which will probably give him a bit of breathing space. It's out to 1.6 seconds as we speak. X-Uzo moves into pit lane for his first pit stop of the day. Racing super soft tyres come off the car, replaced with a set of racing softs, so he fulfills his requirement for today. Oh, and a bit of contact there between him and G-Man for Fun on the pit exit. And it looks like X-Uzo's doing the right thing there and readdressing that situation, which is a very good move there, X-Uzo. Obviously, X-Uzo admitting fault there and moving to readdress that situation, knowing that he can just press on and maybe fight back. As he gets alongside G-Man for Fun again, coming out of the bridge. So they go side by side, heading into turns 7. X-Uzo runs a little wide there, but he's still got enough to hold on to position ahead of G-Man for Fun. But G-Man looks up the inside, coming into turn 8. That really compromised his exit. X-Uzo looks like he'll start running away with things there, as we've got Dirty Sanchez right on the tail of G-Man for Fun. He'll be looking to close in and move into the top 10. After it looks like he made a mistake earlier on in the race. He's right on the back. He's gone around the outside of G-Man there through turn 11. This is carrying on through turn 13. And it looks like Xylon 96 and Ando have closed up the gap a bit. Bit of an interesting battle here, and one that will certainly have consequences as we look at P2 and the series standings. Now as we speak, Xylon's moved that gap out a bit more. While we're at it, looks like Likely Wiseacre is slowly creeping up. I very much expect very shortly he'll be over 10 seconds in front. His closest rival. Gap at 9.8 seconds. Ando's closing back up again thanks to a mistake from Xylon. But the gap's staying at around a second as we speak. We're just over halfway through the race, so I'm sure these drivers will be looking to make their pit stops very shortly. Looks like Xylon's the first to move, and Ando follows him in the pit lane. So this will be a battle of the pit crews. Let's see who can come out in front. Xylon comfortably moves out in front, although Ando's right on his tail now. So looking at this, it will very much be a race to the checkered flag. And whoever takes the second spot out of these two will also take second in the series championship. So a very important final 5-6 laps coming up for Ando and Xylon. As we look a bit further back, Bravo Sports are currently in 4th position, running a very smooth and consistent race again. He'll be looking to capitalise on any mistakes up in front and maybe claim another podium to back up his performance last week at Fuji Speedway, where he held off Ando and took a very fine third place, I think it was. We'll just double check that one. Yes, it was 3rd place, just behind Xylon and Michael Wiseacre, who won last week at Fuji Speedway. And it was ex-Uzo and Ando who right on his tail on the final laps. There was nearly an incident with a lap car in turn 1 that could have really changed things in that race. It's lucky Wiseacre comes out of pit lane to complete his pit stop. He's moved on to the soft tyres. And luckily Wiseacre looks like he'll be cruising to another victory. So we've got 5 laps remaining in this race. It'll be a perfect finish to the season for likely Wiseacre if he can hold on to this. 4 wins in the last 4 races. And 4 out of the 6 rounds he's competed in as well. It's looking very strong for him with an 11.5 second gap over Xylon 96. As we cross back to the battle for second, Ando 787 is right on the tail of Xylon as we head over the bridge. He'll be looking to close that gap heading into turn 7. Xylon heads through turn 8. Ando will be looking to get tucked right underneath that rear wing and capture that draft, but it doesn't look like he's close enough as Xylon is hard on the overtake to try and create a gap. It'll be very important for both drivers to manage that use of the overtake and try to make sure that they've got enough to fend off any attacks from following drivers or even move on the attack themselves. As we head into the final corner to finish the 10th lap of the race, Xylon's definitely made use of that overtake to build a bit of a buffer as it looks like Ando's coming back at him now. Gap's dropped down to about 1 second. Both drivers look like they've got equal amounts of overtake left, so this will be interesting to see how they use it in the final laps. So Ando's slowly closing that lap again. Definitely follow these drivers as we go through the final few laps of this race. Again, a good exit there from Ando as he really negotiates that turn 6 a lot better, and he's right on the tail of Xylon. Moves to the outside, heading into turn 7. Puts the wheel in the dirt, but he's still right on the tail. And a bit of a brush from the wall there from Xylon will certainly open the door up for Ando, as he's right on the tail, heading through turn 8. He'll look to get tucked right underneath the rear wing as Xylon is hard on the overtake, trying to defend off Xylon's well and truly in the slipstream. And it looks like Xylon's managed to fend Ando off on that occasion. However, he's still right on his tail as we head through turns 11, 12 and 13. And as we come around, it looks like Ando's still right on the tail again. His moves to the outside. We'll be looking to get a good switch back as he comes out the final turn. And he tucks right underneath the rear wing of Xylon and gets in the draft. We're looking to make a move down into turn 1 here as we've got 3 laps remaining. Not quite enough there from Ando as he drops back a bit through turn 1. Here's Xylon doing just enough to keep Ando getting ahead. This will prove crucial in the battle for second in the championship as well. As at this stage it looks like Xylon will have it by 1 point over likely Wiseacre. Ando dropping the 4th in the... dropping the 4th in the final standings. But Ando moves side by side now. As they come into turn 7 and Ando's got the move done and moves into 2nd place. Very good move from Ando there, and that will now put Ando into 2nd spot in the series standings. Oh no, he brushes the wall though, that's going to really hurt him going down the main straight. And Xylon's got some pace on him as we come through turn 9. Moves to the outside. Let's see who will come out ahead in turn 10. And a very brave move there from Xylon. And he gets it done around the outside. What a move there. But this is definitely far from over and it's thrilling racing here. As we come through to 11, 12, 13 section. Ando definitely not giving up on this one and will be doing whatever it takes to take that 2nd place from Xylon. As we come across the finish line, there's 2 laps left in this race. Xylon's moved out to an 8/10 of a second gap over Ando. Very much trying to build that gap over Ando and hold on to 2nd place. Ando looking to close up as well, and he's gained a few tenths here through this section. And I believe he's very much stronger through this turn 4, 5, 6 area as well. So this will be interesting to see what happens as we come down to turn 7. Although he dropped a little bit that time around. The Xylon pulls out that gap a bit more. Xylon's moved out to about 9/10 of a second. Gonna have to see something really special from Ando here if he wants to claim 2nd place in the final standings. So it looks like it's reached a point where both drivers are just going to be hard on the overtake button, looking to defend and attack. Meanwhile, Robbo Sport is just jumped under 6 seconds, actually he's around 6 seconds behind these 2 drivers, so any mistakes from these 2 and Robbo Sport will be there to capitalise, although Xylon has just moved 1.2 seconds out in front, so he's really doing his best effort to make sure that Ando can't get ahead as we head on to the final lap of this race. It's going to have to be a big last lap from Ando to do anything about Xylon ahead of him. As it looks like Xylon is certainly covering off any advances from Ando. Though with that being said, he's just dropped 2 tenths on Ando. So this could be interesting here. See what everyone has left in store. Xylon has a bit less overtake left to use. on Ando, so Ando can definitely use that up and get within closing distance. As it looks like one of the gridline cars of Benjo just pulls aside and lets this battle take place. Doesn't hinder anyone at all. And Nando's going to try and make one last push here on the back straight, and I don't think he's close enough to do it. I'm going to cross over to the race leader, Likely Wiseacre, for the 4th time in as many weeks. He's rounding the last few turns, and he's going to take victory here in the final round of the Trackstars Formula 2 series at St. Croix. As he rounds the final turn and heads towards the checkered flag, it's Likely Wiseacre taking victory here at St. Croix. 4 wins in as many races. And as we come back to this battle, it's Xylon 96 who's going to cross the line in second and take second place in the Trackstars Formula 2 Championship, with Ando 787 in 3rd place. Robo Sport backs up his performance from last week with a 4th position, just 1 short of what he did last week at Fuji. Highlander 215 is in 5th. Our series champion X Huzo is going to cross the line in 6th position, although he's hitting the wall there. Mick EZ in 7th. TCF Old Boy will cross the line in 8th. Dirty Sanchez will recover from his early mistake to take 9th. And G-Men for Fun will cross the line in 10th place. Fine performance there to take a top 10. Ads in the 11th, and Benjo GLR a lap down in 12th place. So yet again, it's our congratulations to Likely Wiseacre. 4 wins from 6 races in this series. Just fall short of 2nd place in the championship, but still a very fine effort, especially in the later stage of that season, with 4 on the trot to go along with 2nd place in round 3 of the series. And it certainly bodes well to make a jump up into the main series for next season. So just recapping our final results: Likely Wiseacre taking the win. Xylon 96 in 2nd place, 15.4 seconds behind. Ando 787 in 3rd. Robo Sport 17 in 4th place. Highlander 215 is about 13 seconds back on his teammate in 5th. Our series champion X Huzo 6th. Mick EZ in 7th. TCF Old Boy making a recovery from that lap 1 incident to take 8th. Dirty Sanchez in 9th as well, recovering from the incident. G-Men for Fun putting in a consistent performance to hold on to 10th place and round out the top 10. Ads 8791 in 11th place, and then rounding out our field a lap down was Benjo GLR. Well, thank you from Trackstars. I hope you've enjoyed this coverage tonight, and we look forward to seeing you another time. Good night.